He blocks everybody.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't block anybody. I
have literally 0 people blocked.
I got some blocks.
No, I got some blocks.
Yeah, I got some blocks.
Ex-girlfriends. That's it. that's all.
If you post like animals getting harmed, like instant block.
That's different.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant
I just mean like butthurt.
Dick pics for me, just nonstop dick pics for me. Like that's fucked up.
That's an automatic like move to the top of the list. If you want to send me dick pics, that's cool.
I'm clicking like follow first, whatever that.
Absolutely. Notifications. I clicked the bell for that shit right there.
Yeah.
Hit that subscribe button.
Yeah.
You guys had this on YouTube and stuff too?
Yeah. Yeah, we're high dollar.
Does it do pretty well?
No, it sucks.
Wait, say it again.
Have you guys gotten into any like monetizing yet or no?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, big time money.
We don't. Yeah, I mean, big.
You see that grand piano behind Fade?
I mean, what are you gonna do?
I mean, that is a pretty nice house. That's all. That's the only reason why I'm asking. And he's got the nice Christmas tree in the background too.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I got a ceiling fan. Like, what's up with that? Like,
I got three big ass fans in the shop. I bought the big ass ones. Yeah, fancy up in here.
I'm gonna just need
that's not like a description of them. That's the actual brand, right? Big ass fans.
Yeah.
Those things are amazing.
Like big ass ports, big ass fans.
Yeah.
Wait, y'all.
Did you see that port I pulled out of the garage the other day? That thing is retarded. I think it's a 12-inch.
What? Huh?
I'm trying to come out with ports now.
No, you ain't doing ports.
No,
you didn't even build alternators worth of shit.
I'm not personally going to do it, but I have a friend, Bobby Wright. I don't know if you guys know who Bobby Wright is. He's got a bunch of big builds. He does these ones that are wood stack fab. So he keeps stacking the layers up, and he figured out a way to make it so you can take it apart and put it back together without gluing it, and it still seals. And produced relatively inexpensively. But yeah, I mean, I don't even know if it's a word, inexpensively, but
using leftover sub cutouts to sell us back our shit. Yeah, I got you.
No, he's fresh cutting. He has a CNC. He's fresh cutting.
I'm just kidding, dude.
The amount of fucking people with CNCs nowadays.
Either, but yeah, he's
They're
not
cheap as shit, dude. I get inundated with CNC like ads on Facebook. Literally, like every other ad is a CNC.
It up once. Yeah, you looked it up one time or said the word CNC.
Yeah.
No, I paused my screen to watch the stupid video of whatever Magic Mike bullshit, mini Magic Mike bullshit, fucking CNC. And now I'm just like, dicks to the face.
Yep, that's all you get. Straight up CNC stuff 24/7. What have you been up to?
Me?
Yeah.
You work on your kickflip? I got my kickflip down pat. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. You mentioned that today, dude. All I do is kickflips all day. Flawless.
He ain't got it. He ain't got it.
Yeah, flawless. I don't give you even a little bit, but all right.
I mean, did you see? You saw me at the trampoline park. I'm wrecking shit left and right. That's all I do.
I tried tracking you both down at Scraping the Coast.
It's a hard find.
It's a hard find for T-Fade.
I did not think that show was that big.
You don't have to venture far from the beer booth to find me. I'm telling you, you will run into me.
Just follow the trail of condensation.
That's why I had tons of beer. I brought bourbon with me, vodka, like tons of shit. And then I didn't see outside of hanging out with like Duncan and shit and showing him like all of his loose connections under the hood. Yeah. Did you see that? Did you see how that lithium, that cat box that he had like melted under his hood?
Oh, as good as Duncan is, he does have a tendency to have loose connections. Just throwing that out.
That's the crazy thing is like he's so busy working. I think it's just because he's got too many builds now. That's just all that it comes. 2 is too many. That's all there is to it.
It really is. Like if you're that, like if it's that big, like those size builds, if you have 2 there, that's too many.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 2 full on.
That's full time.
Yeah, that's 2 tow vehicles he needs to do that around. You know.
Yeah. No, that's too much. Unless you got Bobby money. Like Bobby's got a big Kodiak with a 52-foot trailer, and he just pulls 3 cars around. But that's it.
Yeah. We getting there.
Yeah, he's got
third.
Hey, banging out.
Hey, third.
Everybody still go subscribe to Third Era's YouTube, bro. He's a little short of the 500, but we're gonna get in there. It's coming. It's coming.
Get in there. Get all up in there.
So this is Jonathan Patrick of Brand X Electrical.
The artist formerly known as.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all have heard of him the last year. He's been underground a lot, but you know.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
He's been super slow, so we were trying to get him some sales to get on.
Yeah,
on the show, and like
we were just doing the numbers today. 8,700 units
since you started.
Since we started, yeah.
Oh my god,
a little bit over a year now.
So
like
it's
a year
when yeah, a year and what was the exact
September 22nd is when we technically were like a legal thing.
That's crazy.
And I wasn't.
Right, 8,700 units since September of last year.
No, obviously not all of those are audio. I think like 4,400 of those are audio.
So
wait, what's the other ones?
We do like semi-truck stuff.
Like forklifts and shit?
Huh?
Forklifts and shit?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, forklifts, a lot of plow trucks. It's cold up here. I know you guys don't know what the hell that means, but it's cold up here. Yeah, it's like 25 degrees outside right now. A little chilly.
God. It's 60 right now, and I'm
Fahrenheit.
Is what?
Fahrenheit?
Yeah, Fahrenheit, not Celsius. No,
thank you.
Not like 50. No,
thank
it's a smidge cold here. But
what? I get the stupidest ideas in my head. Like sometimes I think like, the fuck, everybody needs it all. Like, when are you gonna catch up? When is everybody gonna have an upgraded alternator and that's it?
Dude, I mean,
you're done.
Yeah, crazy though. That's the thing.
Well, no, if these guys would build all worth of shit, people would buy one and it would be done. You'd be done.
Here we go. Okay, here we go.
They're cutting corners up there, Fade, is what the fuck it is.
Like, I'm just saying. Like, I do tons of trade-ins. I mean, after a couple of years, people just want new stuff. I mean, anytime someone changes their build up, they feel the need to change their electrical too, and I'm not upset with that.
That's probably the biggest key right there. Is like they're not keeping their vehicles as long as like we think they are.
No,
so the next one,
generally get a season out of a car, and they've either completely ruined it with audio, or they've broken it, or they've gotten an accident because it's heavy and it doesn't stop anymore. Like, it's just they're like, oh, I'm gonna put 8,000 pounds in my car, and then I'm just not gonna change the brakes even a smidge. Like, no problem at all. No stopping. I know you guys. I know T-Fade doesn't have anything loud, so it's not heavy. But didn't you have something? I thought you had something that was kind of big.
I do lithium and Neo. I ain't fucking with y'all.
What do you mean? If you cage something, it's still heavy.
I don't need cages. I'm like Iragi, dude. I do single layer 170s all day.
That wasn't that in like the 80s?
I don't care. 70s, still 70s. Suck it. Iragi is louder than you. Deal with it.
76 right here from my microphone from my mic from the 80s.
Face it. Iragi is louder than you. That's all that matters.
I mean, yeah, just
probably.
Yeah. With 5 1/4s. Wouldn't that what it is?
Right now, it's not loud.
You're not building.
Doing 915s and a C pillar.
Do you have it? So you have it. Good.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I think I've given back, like, in trade-ins, at least like $1,500 in alts. You know, I'm not pulling that thing back out of there. Like, first of all, I'm not keeping my old alt around, like, in my garage. Like, I got too much shit in my garage anyway. Just let it go. Just let it go.
That's how it works.
Yeah, I think I got 2 or 3 of them in there.
Yeah, that's what you buy. You buy an alternator. You're not going to take it back out of the car. You sell the car with the alternator in it. You buy another alternator. That's just the way that it works. I mean, we have programs. People just don't generally take advantage of it.
In general, though, like when I get my electrical set, like I'm done. Like I'm not changing alternator. If I change an alternator, that's it. I'm done. I mean, unless it's a 5.3. You know, then like who cares? It's like a 5-minute job.
I mean, that's just I mean, you get reliability issues from that. That's belt slip and just tons of good stuff.
Yeah, that's how my Explorer was. I got it down to where like I could change it in like 10 minutes. It's right the fuck there. It's right there.
It's like 3. Silly.
I didn't even use.
Don't you have like a Honda or something though?
Yeah, that's ignorant. No, I took it out once and I messaged you about something. I'm like, no, it's not gonna get here in time, so it's not getting changed.
Yeah,
I changed the alt on my CRX one time, and I was like, I'm never doing this again. Yep. I get the intake manifold had to come out, and like I had to change the time and chain and shit.
That way, you didn't take it out the bottom, or you got to take the axle shaft.
I took it out the bottom.
I'm not doing that.
I took it out the bottom.
I know it's so much easier to take it out the top.
So God,
the intake manifold's like 8 bolts. It just pop off and pop the bright.
Well, the other thing is like, if I change the alternator, I might as well get a new intake manifold. And if I get a new intake manifold, I might as well get a little throttle body. And then if I do that, I might as well supercharge it. Maybe I'll turbo, that's me. Like the whole, like I aggravate the crap out of Skip. Like while I'm in there, I think I'll do this.
Yeah, I'm the exact same way. I mean, I bought every car I buy, I have to mess with it almost immediately. My truck is the only thing that I haven't modified that I've ever owned in my life, and that's the only reason why is because it's brand new.
So this is your house, right behind you. This is like your domain, right? Is this your shit? Or are you working for somebody else? What's going on?
Parts and junk, a lot of junk.
No, this is. No, I don't mean your house.
Right there.
I mean, this is your shop. This is your shit.
Yeah, it's an IMAX, so you can't. But
wealth drop.
Yeah. That, and then the building behind we have for like storage and stuff, and then we put a lift in. I was telling that's why I couldn't be on last week is because we were putting the lift in, and then but yeah, no, just been outrageously busy. But
so you're the man. The buck stops with you at Brand X, right? You don't work for anybody else.
That was the point. Yeah, that was the goal. Outside of my wife, I don't listen to too many other people's input.
I hear that. Yeah. Amen. Yeah. How many people you got with you now? You keep saying we.
I have Brian. He was going to be on, but he had to go home. Josh does powder coating. Brian does all the GM alternators. So any GM, that's like strictly what he does. We have enough. We have to ship between 10 and 12 of those a day. So that's all he builds. I'm still building the stators. My dad comes by every once in a while and helps with that. Then my wife, Melissa. And then I have a couple of people who come in like on the weekends and stuff and help me do like clean up, powder coating, prepping for powder coat. Mostly cleaning because the shop by the end of the week is just a hot mess because we just work and I take no effort in cleaning at all and they just handle it for me.
So what is like the number one, like what keeps you the most busy? You say you do a lot of other things outside of audio.
Plow trucks and PCM controllers.
What does that entail?
So like it just you got to look at it like it's just a smaller version of a high output alternator for audio. So it's more durable. Like our 250s and 270s are most popular for that kind of thing. You can use a stock diameter pulley, so you don't have to worry about the belts. We have 300 amps the same way. Our new 640 is coming out at the beginning of the year. That also will use a stock pulley. So 640 amps on a GM, and we'll be able to use the stock pulley.
What?
That's crazy.
That's 280 amps at idle. That's why
just making up numbers now.
Huh?
You're just making up numbers.
I'll post a video when it's done. I mean,
you tag me in it because I don't believe a damn word you're saying.
If I think it's gonna be glowing red.
Is it like this big?
On a car, my test bench won't even be able to handle it. It'll just log that thing down. It's only a 10 horse motor.
Oh my god.
That's 10. Let's see, 10 horsepower. That's what is that? 75
horsepower electric motor. It's a 230 volt 3-phase motor. It just zero chance.
Is that the one you have to mount outside like Cletus?
What?
That's the one you have to mount outside like Cletus.
Yeah.
Instead of a turbo outside, I'm having an alternator right the fuck.
Get those YouTube guys to stop messing with the DC power alternators for a hot minute, and I can't do it.
Bruh, I thought I didn't know they still existed until I saw Rob Dam's video. I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Adam LZ's got DC power on his RX-7 or whatever the hell it is, and his girlfriend, same thing. Like we make a bill for it, but they've been doing it so long, like you can't even if you even think of racing, like you think of McMahon or you think of DC power. Mm-hmm. Like that's going to be such a hard market for me to crack into. And both of them make a great product. I mean, it's not like I'm hogging them. I just want the money.
Yeah.
Does DC even make audio anymore, or are they just strictly?
I think they just gave up.
They do. It's just I mean, I don't know.
They don't care about it.
The market that's like half of my business, like the commercial side of stuff. I think that's a majority of their business now. Just their local area. Like
I remember when they were still popular on the pages, they used to say, look, audio is such a small part of what we do.
Yeah.
Like we're building for friggin' the military and racing and whatever. And like we don't care about y'all.
Contract, like the High Department of Transportation. We have a local city. We have that contract now. Like 3 cities in the area we're taking. I had the money, I'd take Cleveland, but they're like, when you get into that commercial side of stuff, dude, it gets crazy. They want like 180 days to pay you. Like I can't front like $30,000 a month. I'm not that big yet.
Yeah,
that's the goal, but I'm not quite there yet.
Not messing with POs.
Back to my question. Like you say, you do all this. Like, is it rebuilds? Like they burn up and then you have to rebuild them, or you beefing them up?
So like we have a lot of dealerships now that we're doing. We have these new PCM controllers. So if you get like a brand new plow truck for a Ford, I built them for audio stuff, but it ended up just working out really well for this application. Because if you have like a PCM controlled truck, their voltage sucks. It's at like 12.8. Now that everyone's running C-Max, Yinlong, Protos, well, Protos are kind of run out now, but like EH5, everyone wants like 14.8 to 15.2. And to do that on a newer car, you need something to intervene with that signal from the car to the alternator, and then also back to the car to make sure that it's okay the battery light stays off. So we have one for GMs, and we do not sell the belts. No, that's AutoZone, Napa, etc. We can give you a belt list, and then we can give you an idea of a part number for a belt if you message the page and ask for one. That's facebook.com/brandxelectrical. And then either Melissa or I or Brian will get back to you.
How many plow trucks do the streets need? Like, do you really stay that busy with plow trucks?
Like, you guys probably have service trucks down there. Like, imagine a big service truck with a boom on it, but instead of that, it has a dump bed on it it's full of salt, and then you have a big salt motor that spews out salt. Then you have your plow. If you're newer plow setups, like newer Warren setups, a lot of the Boss setups, if the voltage goes below 12.8, the plow motor will shut off. It'll protect itself. So if your truck charges at 12.6 to begin with, your plow never worked from the beginning. So people are buying these controllers. They're a couple $100, and the margins on them are better in that regard than they are for audio, because we sell like a dumbed down version for audio for like $80, but the ones that we sell for commercial side are a couple $100.
I wish I could highlight comments. I cannot believe I don't have that power.
I won't give it to you.
Give me the power. I'm clicking it.
What is it?
I want this one.
The Colin?
Yes. Dude, we gotta highlight some haters in here. Not everybody can be in here.
Right, 37s fit on a stock Jeep Cherokee with no cutting.
Coddling your balls the whole show. We're not doing that.
I can't comment on it. At least on this.
You should be able to. You can't post a comment?
I can't. I've never been able to post a comment.
Oh, fuck y'all then. Only the God can.
Only Skip can post.
Yeah, I can relate. Well, you can go on your Facebook if you have your phone on you and like comment on there.
Yeah,
if you want to.
You guys the whole time. That's not ideal.
All right, so the commercial side.
I got one focus.
So the commercial side of things, you're beefing up their alts and helping with the voltage, right?
Yeah.
All right. Now on the alternator side, you're just selling people gigantic alternators.
Yeah, for audio.
Bigger. All right. So what is the number one? This is like the burning question I have. What is the number one failure of alternators?
Regulators.
Like what is that? Is that inside?
This guy right here.
Mount up.
Like, so the problem is this regulator's made to be hooked up a certain way. If you hook it up the wrong way, you don't really get a second chance. It'd be like hooking up an amp backwards. Like, usually it just, I was at a way smaller scale. There's basically a MOSFET in here that's more transistor based, but once it pops, it pops. So you don't really get like a second chance. And there's no smoke really. It's not like an amp where it's just spewing out smoke, so you know it's bad. It just doesn't work. So you have to replace it. We made these really user-friendly. We have YouTube videos on how to change them if you do wire it wrong, and obviously we help people out.
How the fuck do you wire an alternator wrong?
So we have instructions on how to do it. There's a lot of people who wire secondary alternators, and we're getting back to like the C-Max thing where everyone wants to charge higher now. This is the cheapest way to do it. We have the controllers, but not everyone wants to spend $80 to a couple $100 on something to be able to adjust it and have to be like a plug-and-play type deal. This is the cheapest way. It just charges at 14.8 volts. You can use diodes, whatever you'd want to use, our voltage knob to adjust the voltage, and that's like, diodes are a couple cents versus our voltage controllers are, again, a couple $100. If you do that wrong, if you have to wire this in line with a resistor to an ignition source that's strong enough. A lot of people use test lights still. I didn't know that people still use test lights until like I started doing this a couple of years ago. People will use a test light and say, okay, I have voltage here. That means it's a good, strong ignition source. You need a multimeter. The amount of people that I deal with on a regular basis that don't have a multimeter and don't know how a voltmeter works is discouraging, to say the least, sometimes. When you see me like making posts about people, that's generally what it is. It's someone didn't know how to use a voltmeter. Like it used to be belt slip. Like everyone would have belt slip issues, but now everyone's got that down pretty pat. You know what? People have been building high output alternators since like the 70s. It's about time. But as far as belt slip, that's not really an issue anymore. That and rectifiers are so much more durable than they used to be. You used to smoke rectifiers like on the old 8244s and stuff. That would be such a common issue. But now with hairpins and our new Mitsubishi units, the new 6-phase Mitsubishi units are also great. It's so hard to break a rectifier that you'd have to like almost purposely do something wrong. But a regulator can fail. You almost want that to be the weak point because it's the cheapest part and it's the easiest one that's used to replaceable.
What else is it going to hurt down the line or upstream or downstream if that fails?
If a regulator dies, generally how a regulator's supposed to fail is just open circuit. But obviously, if it's short circuit, it'd be just like any amp or anything like that, where it's just either smoke, fire, something terrible. But it's by design, it's supposed to open circuit. But very rarely do you see someone where a regulator fails where it's just charging at 19 volts all the time.
Like Fade was saying, like, all right, we buy an alternator from you, whatever your best one is at the moment, we install it. What do you think that failure, what's going to fail first in that? Like, what kills it? Is it still just heat?
Yeah, heat. I mean, that's anything electrical. I mean, your subwoofer, same thing. A coil fails. So you look at amplifier, same thing. Heat kills it. They put fans in them and stuff, but I mean, you have a little push-pull kind of thing going on with a rotor fan.
Vibration is what's killing the amps.
Yeah, like, I mean, a rotor.
Don't argue with the guest, Faith.
A rotor's got fans on it like this. It'll pull the air this way and push it that way. And it's supposed to kind of trace the air over the rectifier to keep it cool. But
there's fans inside my alternator?
Yeah, I mean, they're fins. I mean,
is that what that big dumb thing is on them old looking ones?
Hey, yo. Look, light bulb. Bing.
They're so stupid looking. I'm tired of that. Like, get rid of that. For 2021, I don't want to see that on the outside of an alternator no more.
I mean, I don't know anybody else that still makes that.
Disgusting.
I don't know anyone that makes one with an external fan.
It uglies it all up.
Yeah.
Tired of it.
All right, my next burning question.
Common failure.
My next burning question.
Overcharges. So you'll want to be charging at 14.8. You'll be charging at 19. That's the worst.
I like it. All
right.
Yeah,
do you fuse the big three?
The what?
Do you fuse the big three?
I fuse nothing, but that's not recommended.
What are you talking about? Man, you have everybody burning this shit down.
With the thing, okay, so the problem is a lot of people fuse things wrong, right? So everyone fuses things for like, they go, okay, my amp can only pull this. That's not true. People are wiring their amps to 1/4 ohm, 1/2 ohm. They're taking the efficiency that the amplifier says it is and just curling up in a ball and throwing it out the window. When you do that, you're going to pull more current. So people will fuse their alternator run. They'll say, okay, my alternator is rated for 300 amps, but you also have it connected to your front battery. So your alternator and your front battery are obviously going to work together to create power in the back of the car, right? So they'll fuse it at 320 amps. Between the alternator and the battery, you might be able to pull 550. Then your fuse blows. And then when the fuse blows, you have a chance to damage the regulator and the alternator. Again, that's the more common issue is a regulator failure.
So that's my question. Is that why you fuse or don't fuse the big three? Like if your fuse blows to the main from the alternator to the battery, you can damage your alternator, right?
So you have two ways to look at it because that's kind of if you have an internal short in an alternator, obviously audio cars vibrate, they shake a shit ton. The coils in there, I mean, you're talking less than a millimeter of room between them. If you get enough vibration to the point where it wears that insulation together and they touch and you have an arc, you can have a catastrophic failure that way if it's not fused. Say it was fused, all that current from your batteries won't be able to touch the alternator then because your fuse would have blown. That's the plus side of fusing something. But the reality of it is, back what I was trying to get to before, was you should fuse for the power rating of the wire. Say 1/0 for, I think it's 16 feet or less is good for 400 amps with relatively minimal voltage drop. I always tell people every 1/0 run you fuse, every 1/0 run you run, you should fuse at 400 amps. That's generally the best move there. Obviously, if you're running like a 400 amp alternator, you want to run at least 2 runs of 1/0. So you have minimal drop, and you would obviously have 2 400 amp fuses.
I drink a lot, so maybe I didn't catch it. But so you're saying do fuse the big three? We get the
he doesn't,
the run
he doesn't, but he would recommend it.
I don't, but if you're asking that question, you should.
You should fuse your alternator to battery, underhood battery.
If you have to ask that question, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's worse? You burn your truck down or burn your alternator down, I guess.
Yeah, I'd rather you burn the alternator up than burn your car down. Right. That's generally we fixed those. I can't fix your truck. That's not going to happen. If your power wire falls off because it melted.
I guess that was my question, and maybe I'm going circular here, but if the fuse burns, like if you only have the big three, if you only have that run from your alternator to your battery and that fuse blows, will it burn your alternator up?
Yeah, me too.
So it depends on the regulator. Again, the faster the regulator, the less protection circuitry it has. That's just, you have less things communicating there. It's more like a light switch at that point. That's, again, the regulator that we were talking about before. It just comes on and off. That's all it's designed for. It doesn't have the load response on it is like less than 2 milliseconds. So if a fuse blows, it's not smart enough to sense that the fuse is blown. It doesn't sense that the load fell off. It just says, here's all the current. The regulator at that point would open. So the regulator would die. That one part would die. Your alternator wouldn't burn up or catch on fire. It would just die. There's no power going back to it from the fuse being blown. So that's your best safety measure there, is to have a fuse in line. Okay. And again, I mean, no matter the alternator, again, I just recommend fusing it at 400 amps. Even if you have a 200 amp alternator, you should fuse. If you have a 1-aught run, you should just fuse it at 400 amps.
You're talking about the alt to underhood run, yes. not your main run to the back.
Not your main run to the back, no.
Yeah, okay.
We're talking about the big three. We're not talking about
right. I wish I could have a beard.
What would happen if I put a C-Max charge at 16.8 into a stock vehicle and cranked her up?
Depends on the car. Newer cars, that's not going to have a good time. But
will it just will it like draw the battery down to its regular voltage, or just blow up?
If you're not charging at that voltage, you'll just slowly drain the battery down from the accessory draw of the car.
So the alternator won't kick on until it's at a normal
at that voltage, yes.
It's interesting. I thought about that in the Civic when I didn't have a battery to run it. I'm like, I don't know.
I've been seeing that with Titanate in the Fiesta. Like it gets confused. You know, it seems like such great voltage, you know, and it's like, do I need to charge?
When the voltage
we're good here. We're good here.
We're good. I need not do anything.
Yeah. No, the alternator just won't kick on because it has a sense somewhere in the system where it says, this is the voltage that I'm at. This is the voltage that I want to charge at. If it's higher than that, it just won't come on.
So that's what I think a lot of people are under the misconception too. Like, if they're trying to draw too much from their alternator, it'll kick off also, won't it? No matter the voltage or not. Like it'll stop trying.
That's dependent on the regulator. So if the higher load responses like Toyotas and Hondas and stuff with the ELD, yes, it'll just shut the alternator off.
Like say, whatever. Say I got a Tahoe and I got a 400 amp all or whatever, 200.
Like a 99 Tahoe, no. The regulator will just keep giving out as much as it possibly can until it either dies or the load goes away.
That's bad for the alternator.
I mean,
you should turn it down.
Constant draw is that's how you kill a rectifier. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. Don't do that, kids.
Need a rectifier. The regulator again is supposed to be the point of failure. The regulator is supposed to open the circuit, but if it doesn't, then the rectifier overheats and you just have a failure there.
Skip, are you gonna ask him the question that we all came here to hear the answer to?
He already knows the alternator is a charger.
Oh, okay.
The alternator is a battery charger. I mean,
the alternator is a battery charger.
At this point with lithium, everyone uses it as a battery charger. So it doesn't really matter.
Thank you.
It is. Please, somebody.
I say, it's just people
plaster that across the screen, like screenshot.
That's the clip.
That is the clip. Alternators are battery chargers.
Almost everyone even if you're running 5,000 watts now, people are running lithium. There's no real use to it because you can run 2 AGM batteries and run 4,000 to 5,000 watts relatively easy with a small high output alternator. Like not that big of it. Everyone's like C-Max. I could buy this Titanate battery for $800 and put it in my car. Our new battery.
Fade thinks that absolutely.
Yeah, and that's great. It's great that it's an option. It's smaller. It's compact. Fantastic. But at the same time, it's not completely necessary. But the problem is since it has such little reserve, the alternators are not smart. They say, I see a load and I'm just going to keep giving that output until the battery's charged up. It doesn't notice that the battery is low. It's not smart enough to do that. It just sees that as a draw. You might as well have your amplifiers turned up 15, 20 minutes after you've turned your music off.
This is just me, but the alternator in my car is smarter than my shop charger. Just saying.
What car?
I got a little Fiesta with a Titan 8 in it, and I'm telling you, my alternator is smarter than my charger because my charger tried to kill my battery and me at least 3 times.
Yeah, brand pretty new.
Yeah, if it's newer, yeah, Fords have what's called Smart Charge. So yes, it has a little current sensor, and it says I'm generating. I need to increase the voltage for that reason.
So don't need balancers on that shit.
Yep. Yeah, there you go. There you go. You heard it here. People get it forward.
In the old Suburban, I ran no balancers in those batteries, but I did that to prove this is how durable this can be.
Yeah, I like that. I'm team no balancer also.
Yeah, I don't know. I will never run a balancer in my setup just because I like to prove this is how durable our product is when it's used properly. But that's not generally our customer base. Our customer,
retarded. It's crazy how like.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
No, I know.
Hard word.
Yes, you're saying that.
Whatever I say is not equivalent to what he would think, but he's thinking it's not gonna say it.
No balancers, no fuses, no rectifiers. Just send it. Who cares?
Yeah. I mean, generally, the products now are durable enough where yes, you can use them as a battery charger. I mean, it's not the ideal scenario for it in, but I mean, yeah, it'll take it. Stay
tuned until tomorrow when he starts selling battery chargers, and he's going to say, "Yes, you need a battery charger."
We have 100 amp battery chargers.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah. We have 100 amp battery chargers, and then we have 100 amp and 200 amp power supplies for home theater now too. So you can use electronics in your. Man, you didn't keep up at all with my products, man.
No, I don't follow your ass. I don't either. People start slobbing your balls. I can't handle that. I cannot take blind nut hugging. I cannot do it. I can't.
Fade will play devil's advocate to any nut huggery.
I will.
Immediately.
I can't do it. I don't like the blind bullshit. Like if you're ultra awesome, that's awesome.
Obvious. It's not blind. Love is not blind. People love our products.
Look, there's all kinds of coddling going on in the comments. That's why I want to highlight some of the haters.
Yeah. Yeah, this right here. Exactly. I do not speak for Brand X Electrical. Thank you. I'm my own man. Can you read that?
Yeah.
Shit. Now I gotta look up your stupid power supplies.
It's crazy. How like nowadays it seems like Fade can attest. Like back in the day, you changing your alternator was like, oh my god, like you're about to compete with the big boys.
Yeah. Now you can buy an AK for $350 from any guy on Facebook, and I mean it used to be. I mean, I remember when I'm not quite as old as you guys are, but at least especially T-Fade. But like I had a TFE. I had the TFHE. I had all those fire starters. It was great.
Dude, this thing is
shut up, Fade. He just
100 amps for 225. Yo, I need one of these.
Hit me up. I'll send you one to test.
Share it.
Yo, because I need I was thinking about I bought a home amp because I got a new setup for testing shit. But I'm thinking I want to use car audio shit to do it.
That's what I use in the shop.
So I think I do. I definitely need a power supply. Yeah, I'm definitely getting it.
I have a Wolfram 250.4 on 8 Bema. I can't remember what they are. The Neo 12s. I got them from Braxton.
I did see that.
Yeah. That's a little excessive for the shop, but that's the goal, right? Excessive. It's supposed to go over.
Why's your thing blinking, bro? What is going on?
If you have epilepsy, look away. Look away.
The new models actually comes in a matte black, but we haven't updated the picture yet.
Yeah, I like that. I like 225. I don't know if anyone's ever shopped for a power supply, but that is a fantastic. That's a great price.
Piece of junk, yes. I mean, you can buy some stuff off of Alibaba that's pretty bad, but I mean they'll do 100 amps. They just won't. A lot of the power supplies you see, what Brett was asking before, how an alternator might shut off if it's too much current. Power supplies are made that way. Well, they'll shut off if the current goes too high. Obviously, 100 amps isn't going to do anything to your MD8K that you have in your shop trying to power, 2 subwoofers or whatever that you're trying to power in your home theater system. Ours is made to work with a battery, or a bank of caps. Like I use 2 banks of Maxwell caps for my setup, and that's been more than enough for me with 100 amp. With that's a HD5K for the bass, and then the Wolfram. I think it's a 250.4 or something like that for the Bamas.
Is this thing smart enough to shut off if my lithium is
battery gets topped off? Yes, it will shut off.
So lithium friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It goes up to 16.5 volts.
All right. Well, good.
Yeah.
I will holler at you after.
Take up to your 15.8 or to 16.2 or whatever, and once it gets up to that point, the power supply shuts off.
I will buy this some bitch right now.
I'm gonna have to have a list. I want a list of how many times Fade has said, "I'm gonna hit you up after the show," and he's just never done it. I don't think you
understand how much money I have spent with guests on this
None.
show.
I told you before. I'll send you one to test. If you don't like it, just tell me you don't like it. Tell me. Do you have any things that you would like to change? I'm always open.
It would be fun if he reviewed stuff. It would be hilarious.
I'm trying. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do this. But I bought a home theater amp to do what I'm trying to do.
What did you buy, if you don't mind me asking?
It's a Sony something 190. It's like 100 watts a channel, 2-channel, just straight through, no frills, Bluetooth. But I'm thinking I should use car audio products to do what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, that's part of the thing, right? It's 12-volt electronics. That's
Well, I also get crossovers if I use the
shirt on my face. It looks like I have like the worst unibrow. Just notice that now.
No, we need you filthy. Like that's like the last time you were on here, I felt like you were filthy as shit.
Yeah, you was. You had a jumpsuit on with your name on it, like getting to the shits.
The whole thing. I love it. I love working men, man. That's makes the world go round.
That's the one thing. Like everyone a lot of my friends and family like to ask me like when I'm gonna like let someone else take the reins. I'm just like never, not gonna happen. Like everyone's got a kid now. My kid's 2. Like I got at least 20 years before he's gonna try to even have a degree to try to know what the hell I know. So I'm not worried about that.
Yeah. DH190. Yeah, that's it. The Sony DH190. Thank you, Nate.
So how long were you before you started your own thing? How long were you with your other alternator company?
Almost 5 years.
So was that your first jump into the alternator business, or how did you get that job? You know what I mean?
My dad knew my old boss.
Okay.
So like family friend since before I was born.
So did you know anything about alternatory?
Yeah, I mean, my dad's been rebuilding alternators since before I was born. So
well, there it is.
Yeah, he showed me a lot of stuff. Showed me a lot. Like my winder that I have, my old winder was actually his winder.
Wait, does he has his own company like that, or he just did it?
No, my dad works for a transit authority, like your buses, and he works on electric trains. That's what my dad does.
Like the little, like model trains.
Trains like 30,000 plus volts. Yes.
Yeah, model trains, Fade.
Yeah, model trains. We had model trains growing up, but no, that's all low voltage stuff.
Jake Zimmerman says the most arrogant person in car audio. Congrats. I can't tell which one of he's talking about. That's how awesome this show is. That's how awesome this show is.
Oh, that's definitely me. I know that guy. That's 1,000% me.
Explain it, Jake.
Are you sure it's not Skip? Are you sure it's not Skip?
No, it's not me.
No, he's not arrogant.
I'm super humble because I don't know nothing.
Yeah,
it's hard to be arrogant when you don't know nothing.
Yeah,
but when you think you know everything,
goes for it.
I can fake it though.
Yeah.
So what'd you
do to Zimmerman?
I don't even remember. He bought some.
You do ruffle a lot of feathers, bro.
He's never really had a problem with us with like our products. But yeah, something about me rubbed him wrong, and something about him definitely rubs me wrong. So yeah,
I get this feeling, and I don't mean this in a. I do mean this in the wrong way, but I have a feeling that you have a very like you don't
short
have
fuse.
For incompetence.
Yeah. Nah, it's on.
My problem, my biggest, it's not incompetence. It's just lack of wanting to learn. A lot of people like to think that they know stuff, like the test light thing that I was telling you about before. I'll get a mechanic on the line, usually once a week that goes, I've been doing this for 25 years. I know how to install alternators. I'm like, that's great, but you don't know how to install this one. So I don't have the most tact in the world because I don't really have the time to like beat around the bush. I'll just tell you, you're wrong. This is what you're doing wrong. This is how to fix it. And most 99% of the time, people will just do it and they won't question it. They'll be done with it. It's the people that like to like I built it. I know how it goes in the car. I've installed more alternators than I care to remember. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time.
How many is it?
Are they talking about fitment or like wiring shit?
Wiring.
It's always wiring. It's
okay.
And plug and play guys never have a problem.
Yeah.
The guys that aren't running lithium or they want to charge in the mid 15s, like none of those guys ever have an issue. But like newer Hondas, if you bypass a newer Honda, you'll have a power steering light, traction control light, like just your dash lights up like a Christmas tree. And I like to let people know this kind of stuff ahead of time, but they might not let their installer know that ahead of time. So the installer will go to install it and say, your alternator is making the car freak out. Like, I promise you, I told them this stuff. I'll send them screenshots. Like, this is where I told the customer this. And it turns into like, they want to try to play this blame game thing where they think they screwed up the car. Like, you didn't screw up the car. It's just that the customer was okay with it. They're like afraid to contact the customer. It's generally installer stuff.
Dude, some people are just got it too good. My battery light has been on in my Explorer for like since I started audio. Like that just means it works.
If you have a
check engine light, tire light, battery light.
Yeah. Yeah, that just means it works. What the fuck? That just means I have a battery there.
Yeah, I feel like
we're good.
I feel like with all the guests we have on, and like it seems like they all have short fuses for incompetence, like customer service type shit. I feel like you and I could be customer service for like all the everyday audio's guests, and like we could make a fortune.
I would literally do it for free for a day for like all kind of companies. Just let me
be like,
you're
an idiot. Click.
Yeah, see, I don't do that.
Figure it out.
No, that's what I would do.
But I do tell them that they're wrong. I'll tell you that you're wrong every time. If you're wrong, I'm going to tell you you're wrong. I'm going to tell you why you're wrong. And 9 times out of 10, once I say someone is wrong, they'll just listen. It's that 1 out of 10 guy that's going to go on Facebook or Twitter or whatever.
That's the squeaky wheel. Yeah, for sure.
Almost every issue I've seen, like people complain about you, is like they ordered an external regulated alt and they don't know what the fuck to do. So now they want to try to send it back and get it internally regulated. And you're like, nah, it's take too long. It's like,
listen, I have no problem doing that. Every time people send it in, I'll even pay for return shipping back to you. You got to pay to ship it to me because fuck that. Yeah. But I'll even pay to ship back to you. It's okay. You didn't know what you were getting into. I don't really care. That and like that's one of the reasons why I don't generally handle questions on Facebook anymore. Is because like I'll get 9 of those in a week, and I'm just like, dude, what the fuck? Like I just dealt with this. Like we make posts, we have our YouTube videos for it. That's why I was asking you guys earlier how your YouTube videos and stuff like that are working out. But like we have videos, nobody watches them. I mean,
I'll tell you what though, in your customers' defense, like if I am like balls deep into an alternator removal and install and I'm filthy and tired and I've got like bloody knuckles,
then pay somebody, bitch.
And I get that in there. I'm a case of beer deep and that so much doesn't fit or doesn't work when I crank this fucking car. Like I am going to be hot.
You making a post? You hopping on I just want to bang?
Directly to Facebook. My phone is gonna be greasy as shit.
Yeah, shit. I mean Brad X, I said see.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
I'll be pissed. I will be pissed too. Seriously.
That's one of those things. Would I not be also pissed? But it's just the point. Like I will help you, but if it's 3 o'clock in the morning, decent chance I'm either drunk or asleep. So
okay, well, 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm drunk and trying to change an alternator. Get your ass up and help me with this piece of shit you sold me.
That's the thing. That's the thing that always blows my mind is the people that like never have any issues are the people that ask me all the questions before they buy the alternator. I prefer you do that.
No, that makes there's too much like right.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
What does when they open up a box is they go, "This is going in the car."
Yeah,
that's it. It's going in the car.
They already have their old alternator out and thrown away, and then they ask the question.
They're like, "This pup is going in today."
Yeah.
Happening.
Yes, guy with the alternator out. They're freezing their ass off. -7 outside.
Yeah, they got to be to work at 2. At
2 in the morning. It's 2 in the morning now. Like, help me out.
Bro, I got a night shift. I got to be at work in 2 hours.
Yo,
so in our instructions, my cell phone number, not my personal cell phone number, my work cell phone number is in there.
We out here, Sam.
But
yeah, bro. So what's the biggest thing, even though you left there on whatever terms you want to say, what's the biggest thing you learned from your old alternator company where you worked at for 5 years?
How to treat customers. I've worked at a lot of companies that don't treat everyone the same. I guess that's the best way to describe it. I learned from Dan, definitely, no matter how much someone is spending with you, if something goes wrong, you should take care of it. And and I do that to the best of my ability. Some people aren't happy with maybe the way that I take care of it, because I can't just, if it's something where like it's a custom billet and I machined it and you have like some weird fitment issue that I never ran into before. Unfortunately, I'm going to send you a return label, get it back. I'm going to have to figure out what's going on, fix it, and get it back to you. A lot of people don't. I wouldn't be, again, like T-Fade was saying, that's not going to happen for him. He's going to be on Facebook talking shit before he even contacts me.
I was just kidding.
Yeah,
Fade absolutely do that. He will Karen your ass.
I mean, again, we're talking about that 1%, but that 1%, that unfortunately it happens, especially for a lot of custom applications. And the newer the car, the more complicated it's getting. Like a newer Honda 1.5 liter has alternator options from 2017 to 2021. And
it has what?
What the differences are. I have to get a picture from a customer.
Multiple different alternators for the same car.
Wrong, or like I had a guy contact the dealership to get an alternator part number for their car for me, so I knew which alternator their car had. The dealership gave them the wrong part number, so I built them the alternator. They got it. It's the wrong one. I'm like, all right, well, all I can do, like, how about this? I'll send you a return label. You send it back. The second I know it's on its way, I'm going to overnight you another one, the correct one. Not that they had it out of their car and they had a good picture of it, because it's underneath the intake manifold, just like on older Hondas. You can't really see it. That's what I did. I overnighted him another one. And he wasn't the happiest person in the world because it was wrong in the first place. Unfortunately, there wasn't anything that I could do about it outside of what I did. But it's just, when there is a problem, I did learn that from Dan, is that no matter what the issue is, regardless of it being your fault or not, you need to take care of it. And that's one thing that I take a whack at. It's when people aren't patient with us. That's when you see me get hot. Yeah. Again, it's not incompetence that I get upset with. I don't even think that's the right word, but lack of understanding of how we got to this point where something is wrong. That's where I think I get the most upset.
People are such babies nowadays. I wish there was more of that. I wish you would post, like, you ain't got to post their name or whatever, but post another horror story like every week.
I do occasionally. Like, I've sent people bags of shit. Like, yeah,
I'm serious. It needs
5 gallons of different kinds of animal feces. Like,
I could never be a business owner. Customers, they're just trash.
Yeah.
Like, you'll have 99 great ones, then that one guy will just ruin your whole week with his nonsense.
Yeah, and that's what that's the thing that I'm trying to get, is a short-term memory with that kind of stuff, where it's like, all right, this guy didn't attempt to ruin my day, but he had a bad day, so my day is going to be bad now too. Let's figure it out. But
I feel like
again, my only goal ever is to try to figure it out. If we can't,
it used to be easier, like with the forums, right? Because you knew who was who. And the moron was the moron. He was the odd man out. But on Facebook now, it feels like everyone has an equal voice. And like the shit posts get 500 comments, even though there's a bunch of save-a-hoes in the comments like, J-Pad is my best friend, and I like to suck his balls.
That was a dead impression of Drew.
Yes, I know this.
yes. I love Drew's ball coddling.
Yeah. That's what gets you up in the morning.
Yeah.
You don't need coffee. You just need to see a post by Drew tagging you.
Yeah. I love Drew. Drew's a guy. Drew took over my house. I mean, Drew's a good guy.
Drew, come get this damn bucket out of my driveway. I have a 180-pound bucket of wire that I need gone, and he was supposed to come get it.
Grab it.
I'm gonna. If it's not
burn
gone
it and sell
by the time I get home from work tomorrow, it's gone. It's gone to scrap.
Doesn't he live close to you? But he was like 45 minutes away.
Yeah, it's pretty close. Close enough to come get this damn bin out of my driveway.
So you've started your own business for a year and something now.
Yeah.
What's the one biggest lesson you had to learn the hard way with it?
Taxes. So last year, so I didn't know that there was like little loopholes and stuff like that. Not loopholes, but like things that you could write off. I tried doing my taxes completely myself last year. So basically, like every penny that I made last year was gone, like that, like poop, like that. Then like John
TurboTax ain't gonna send you them loopholes.
No,
what?
They fucked over
TurboTax or Free Tax USA ain't gonna be helping you on them loopholes.
Yeah, no, I was using QuickBooks. I was like,
yeah, exactly.
It's not complicated. And it says I owe all this money at the end of the year. I'm like, oh shit! Like I had to click the wrong button or something because I only have that much money. So how are you getting all of that? But like I didn't know that you could write off a lot of stuff that like inventory. Like I was buying inventory and marking it wrong on all of my sheets and stuff like that. Like it just stupid stuff. This year we did everything right, thank God. But yeah, I pay someone now to handle that. That's a very important step. Have a CPA. That's very important, or you're going to pay way too much in taxes. But, yeah, no, we're doing everything by the book, just by like a gray area in the book, in between the lines in the book. That's the right way to do it, apparently.
That's where you got to live. Yeah,
and then like inventory, just like expecting. Like I knew tax season was going to be busy this year. I didn't think it was going to be this busy. I mean, obviously with the COVID thing, I couldn't have foreseen that. But like,
right, but y'all blowed up with that, huh?
I mean, in a way, it wasn't any busier than I'd ever been previously. It was just busier longer. So like the sales numbers from where I was at previously didn't really change. It stayed steadier longer, more than just like usually like March and April is just this giant peak. It just ended up being like more of just like a hill, and just a nice long hill.
Bro, dudes was getting that 600 a week, bro, getting the Alti on you.
Now everybody's getting 300 a week now or something. That's
yeah. Audio's about to blow up, bro. It's getting we're coming in hot for the.
Everybody's building race cars now. Everybody's building anything. And they're like, I'm at home. I got shit to do.
Everybody's not working, ordering turbos.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and like the biggest thing, the other thing that I learned is dealers aren't the worst thing in the world.
I saw that.
Before I worked previously, it was always direct to consumer. That was always the goal. I still don't do dealers, but we have three distributors with Showtime Electronics, Sky High Car Audio is our biggest one, and then we just pick up Drop and Hertz as well, and those are the three ones that I was the most interested in.
And those are the three that do not want to come on this show. So
Ed's been on.
I'm just kidding.
You need to get in John Rab's ear and tell him to get on the show. And
right now, but I mean that I could text him tomorrow.
Yeah, do it. And tell him let me like drive one of his cool cars whenever I come down to Vegas.
Or something. Yeah,
he's got something cool.
I bought an RS6 Avant the other day. I almost had a heart attack. It's like $100,000 car.
Wait, he bought that?
I don't know if he did. It might have been a troll post. I hope it was a troll post, because if it's not, I'm on my way to go drive it. Some of them frequent flyer miles to go visit.
Yeah, that's just big money.
Yeah. I mean, when you're doing it like that, though, I hope to one day be able to do it on that level. That's intense.
Yeah. I don't know how you can keep like.
That's like, you guys talk about how many alternators could be sold. How many subwoofers can you really sell? Like the dude's selling literally hundreds a day.
I think of it. I'm not even joking. Like, I know that everybody's gonna think I'm stupid. I think of that all the time. Like, when is everybody going to be caught up?
Yeah.
Fuck it. Everybody's got a sub. Everybody's got an
like, oh, we're about to be caught up. Like Brian's always like, we only got 40 more orders in this list. I'm like, yeah, but I didn't print last week's orders yet. Just
like humanity. When is humanity going to be like, everybody's got a sub, everybody's got a setup. We're good, bro. We're good for now.
Yeah.
It's never going to end. It's amazing.
But that's how hobbies work, though, right?
Yeah.
You're supposed to continually improve. That's how everyone's brain should work, at least I think.
I think that's the long-term goal for a lot of people, or a lot of companies these days. They just keep blowing shit up. Like, they make them disposable. They make them cheap enough to be disposable, where you blow it up, throw it away, and you buy a new one. Is that your business model?
No, it's definitely not my business model. We have a lifetime warranty. That would not work out at all.
Really? Do you really?
Yeah.
How does that work?
You have to pay for shipping, but
I mean, all right.
So if you get something and it's damaged in shipping, or something happened, we take care of it generally immediately. We have a lifetime warranty at what we call parts cost. So say After 80, 90,000 miles, you need new bearings in your alternator for some reason because you had belt slip for the whole time, etc. We generally keep the repair under $45 with shipping. So it's not like you have to buy a new unit or like your buddy, your best friend Dominic. He'll charge you $35 for shipping each way, but call it a lifetime warranty. I don't really do that. I'm just honest and upfront about it that it's going to cost you something. It's just not going to cost you as much as, say, you send a competitor's alternator in and we're rebuilding it. The time that me or my employees have in fixing it is covered. I don't charge people for that.
So just parts.
Yeah. So again,
a little bit for shipping.
Bearings with shipping, $45. That's
what if I just 100% just donkey punch abuse it for its entire life and it burns up and I send it back in
with fire extinguisher, coated in fire extinguisher material.
Yeah, all that.
An alternator, open up out of the box and drop it down a flight of stairs, down in his basement. The guy had the guy said the guy had a basement, his garage was his basement. Like his garage, you could go downstairs in your basement, but it was also your garage.
Yeah, we know what stairs are.
Down the stairs, and it broke. And he's like, "What do I do about this?" I'm like, "Well, I mean, you have our lifetime warranty is no questions asked, so I guess."
You didn't hear that.
I didn't hear the no questions asked part.
Delete the last message.
What?
No, he had to delete the last message. I didn't drop it. It just broke. I don't know who the fuck tell you.
No, he called.
Oh,
but that's honestly, I prefer that over you trying to like when it gets here, if the rectifier is overheated, I know what happened. You overheated it. We'll figure out why. My only goal in asking questions of what happened is to figure out why it happens so it doesn't happen again.
All right, just troubleshooting.
People aren't supposed to get 8 months out of an alternator. They're supposed to get years. That's
8 years.
Really the goal.
If you told somebody right now this alternator will last for X amount of miles, like just being beat to death, like Drew Jones level beat to death.
The smallest overdrive pulley that we make, 1.5 inches, you should be able to get 90,000 miles before the brushes are worn out.
Dang, that's what I'm talking about.
But that's again, when you start getting into the point where you're charging batteries every day or your car sits a lot. That's the biggest thing now is everyone has those noisy active balancers. You guys both have. Well, you don't run. I guess neither of you guys know what the hell I'm talking about because neither of you run balancers. But
no.
Those cheap balancers you can buy for like $40.
I have a C-Max with a balancer in my garage. It whines all day long.
Well, it's on all the time.
Really?
It's constantly draining your batteries.
Yeah. It's on right now.
So if your car sits for 3 weeks at a time because you are a truck driver or whatever, and you come home. First thing you do is fire your car up, take it for a drive. Your alternator is then charging your battery for that 30, 40 minutes or so until it's topped off. That's 30, 40 minutes that you might as well just had your amps turned up all the way up as high as they go. Your subs would fail before the alternator should fail. Realistically, nothing should be able to handle, say, twice rated power or whatever before it breaks. So you're clipping the shit out of it.
Yeah. So wait. Why can't I hear myself?
Why can't we hear yourself?
Yeah, your mic is pretty quiet right now.
That's odd.
Oh,
what'd you hit?
Oh, never mind. I got it now. No, I don't know. So, say, let's just take for example Jacob Fuller Sundown. He's constantly putting shit back in his company and developing stuff himself, like all kind of stuff. Are you at is there a point where you can develop your own alternator parts, or you just have to wait for the market to dictate what you can do as far as upgrades and bigger?
I'll machine anything for anything if you pay the right price. But most people do work within the constraints of $300 to $400 for an alternator. Mm-hmm. But that's usually the goal. You do have limitations as far as how big an alternator can be to fit somewhere. Mm-hmm. But we do.
Well, you know what I mean, like the insides of an alternator. Is there stuff you're doing that, or you just have to be able to wait for the technology to get there?
Proprietary wines, but outside of that. Yeah, you're kind of stuck with the constraints of what the OEM has.
Okay, that's what I mean. Yeah.
I have my own regulators, but that's not something. It still has a GM 4-pin plug. It's got to be able to plug into something.
But a case is a big deal, right? With the cooling and the heat sink.
Yes. Yeah, the billet helps. The billet most of the reasons what we do billet for is fitment. So say you have. Hold on one second. I'll grab one.
This guy's boring as fuck.
Fuck this dude.
You have Chevy Cruze with a 1.4 liter. That's a 100 amp alternator stock. we make this.
That is fancy as fuck.
425 amp alternator in place of your Chevy Cruze.
So that was 420 amps. What does it do? Like 4 amps at idle?
It has to have a really small overdrive pulley, or not. I'm not gonna lie there, but it'll do around 210, enough to bog the motor down.
I was about to say, at what point are we hurting the motor's performance? Like just instantly?
And yeah. The second you put any amount of draw on it, like I mean, like
car audio people are awesome.
An aspect of an alternator is not an efficient design. It's not. Like you're talking like 60% efficiency.
How many?
Like amplifiers. It's
I want to see somebody stall a car from so much draw on their alternators. That's
Drew Jones. Drew Jones is a great example of that because he can definitely do that.
He'll kill his idol with just raw.
Yeah,
I love it.
You got to think about how much power is your motor making at idle. Like
when we had 8 alternators on it.
Wait, what? Say it again.
When we had 8 alternators on the Chevy truck.
What about it?
The hydraulic setup. Well, Jackie made like hydraulic setup for a big truck. We put it on the tailgate of Colorado.
I did see that.
If we turned all 8 on, the motor would just immediately cut out.
So
like
sick.
we wouldn't even need to draw. It would just the second all of them kick that initial like jolt, it would just die down. What is Bobby saying? I'm right here, Bob.
Hey now.
We've had him on the whole time, bro. Chill out.
Yeah.
We got JP and JPat.
Yeah.
So what's
yeah. It's cold in here, so I have like company hoodies instead of company uniforms.
Yeah, that's fancy. I don't understand how y'all live in that cold. Just everything becomes merciless,
miserable.
Did you go to the same Scraping the Coast I went to? That was merciless. That was hot.
Yeah, that was hot. That was I ain't gonna lie, like that was a bad one.
No, see, that's the difference between
I think that's Singer's favorite thing to say is that Slimology is like the barbecue for car audio equipment.
It really is. But see, that's the difference between Skip and me.
Right there.
I can't deal with heat. I mean, I can't deal with cold, but I can deal with the heat.
Y'all are both talking over each other.
My bad.
I can deal with the heat. I can't deal with cold. But Skip can't deal with either.
No, I mean fat. I'm fat, bro. I'm not cold.
That's the thing. Like I got some bulk going to me. Yeah. I'm ready for the winter.
Like 50s is my max though. 50s and 88.
Golly, dude.
Yeah.
Window.
You need to move to San Diego.
Yeah, I know. I need to go to California, bro. Let's go.
For sure.
Yeah.
20.
Yeah. You like
20. Oh my God.
You like cars too. Definitely don't go to California.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
We gotta do smog and stuff.
No, Fade does, huh? Don't you have to do that? Yeah, Baton Rouge. Oh,
I mean, they hook up something to your gas cap. I think that's about as much emissions as we.
As long as your blinkers right. So 2021, what is coming out for Brand X Electrical?
The new 640s that we're talking about. It's mostly going to be released as more of a novelty than anything, just because it really has a reason to run that. You're asking for some heat issues at that point. Like if you were to use that in a daily vehicle, there's zero chance.
You just have to run it with the hood open, huh?
I mean, you're just going to have to run it not on something musical, like on a Verp car. It would help. That'd be about it. But like, I mean, that's the biggest thing that you guys know. Hank Veach. He always says that alternators don't help with Verp cars.
Who's that?
Yeah, he's being funny. Go.
Yeah, Hank Veach likes to say that. So I like to. That's the only reason why I'm really making it. I'm spending a whole bunch of money and time on it just because I'm trying to make something that would be useful.
Wait, so explain
oh
how
my God, someone finally trolls Hank. I love it. Thank you.
It's been like a goal of mine since the whole C-Max thing, the Veachium thing. Like I wanted to. This is like 2 years in the making for me. All right.
I love the pettiness.
I love it too. But anybody making any money or even thinking about DIY lithium right now owes Hank a lot because he basically just
No. He
DIY.
He doesn't sell C-Max.
I know he didn't.
Once that first one burnt up, I don't sell C-Max. Oh, you talking about?
Valid, but yeah.
I never shipped C-Max.
I don't think he ever said he didn't ship them, right?
I mean, legally,
we're being facetious.
Yeah, he never shipped them.
He didn't sell C-Max.
He never sold or shipped them.
No.
I mostly just it's mostly just jealous rage out of how much knowledge that dude has. Like in audio in general, just blows my fucking mind.
It's like wasted on the biggest douche you could ever have.
I don't think he knows anything. He just is a a crazy person.
It just works. But everything that he does works though.
Right. No, he's just a crazy person.
He tries shit. He'll just try shit and it works. Let's go.
I mean, like 10-12s in a C-pillar with no roof built and no floor built should not do a 62. But somehow the Suburban did a 62. Like, that's disgusting to me. Like, I'm trying to mimic that myself, but I'm caging everything. Like, roofs caged, doors caged. Like, trying to get to that, like, 63, 64 range in a C-pillar. Like, it's just, the stuff is definitely frightening. And it's just,
Hank will tell you himself. When
I look at the box of the Suburban, I'm like, this is shit. This is junk. This is junk. This is junk. All this is junk. Turn it on. Loudest fucking thing I've heard in my life. Like, in a C-pillar anyway. That's the dude's got some shit. He's either got a lot of knowledge or he just shit that he does just works. And either way, gotta tip my hat to the guy. I
think it's the latter. Can you call that the Veach troll alt or the Hank?
Have something to do with it. I mean, I'll have to. It's just that's how petty I am. It's gonna.
I'll work on it. I'll work on it. I'll brainstorm something.
Like I have like a couple of like things that I've drawn up in CAD, like the Veachinator and shit. Like it's just face imposed on the Terminator and shit, and that's what I'm like on the pulley of the alternator or something. Never personally met the dude, but talked to him a few times, like I'm on your show and stuff like that. He's like, his head is like this big and my head's like this big, and we just can't share the same room together. Probably, I don't know. The world might like tilt on its axis or something, but yeah, no, dude's definitely got a lot of knowledge, but. Hank pulled the trunk to catch me and fell flat on his face.
The king has spoken.
Bored with the trunk. I'm
about to say, I'm pretty sure Hank likes to build things that are actually loud, not.
The king has spoken.
Yeah, and trunk builds are cool. I mean, they don't get me going that way. That's all.
I love it.
What else you got? 640 Veachium coming out, and what else you got?
The new charger that we're coming out with. It's going to have a voltmeter and ammeter built in, so you know what kind of voltage and amperage you're actually creating out of it. Nice. The new voltmeter that we're working on is going to have an ammeter as well, up to 400 amps. So you'll be able to kind of have an idea of what kind of draw your alternator's generating. It's made to hook to the alternator, and then it'll have two different inputs. So you can do a temperature input, and that'll just be a thermocouple, not I tried IR, but there's just so much signal generation in it. It throws it way off. Like I don't like Dio. I have no idea how he got those voice coil meters to work. I tried making one. A terrible undertaking on my end. Definitely, yeah.
Apparently, he's been telling that other dude he can't get it figured out either. But apparently, he has it figured out. We'll see though. Yeah. No, there's a competitor that keeps claiming that he has it all figured out, but we haven't seen it yet.
Zero chance. It'd be out already, and people will be buying it like crazy.
Fucking name names, Fade.
I'm not naming names.
The moment I could figure that out, I would just sell them like crazy.
Ludwig has said he's got it figured out for like the last year.
Oh my god, that guy.
There's zero chance he does that. There's just no chance, because I would invest in that immediately. I would say, here, let me give you $5,000. You just give me what you figured out.
All right, I need 50 Ludwig tags.
He's got
now.
one.
We'll have him on the show, and he can defend himself.
He's been showing that same video for like 2 years now.
He's got it all figured out.
He ain't got it figured out.
Voltmeters, right? Like the machine voltmeters and stuff.
Yeah,
those are dope. I'll give him that.
I mean, they're great. But no, he says he's got the voice coil thing all figured out. All that.
If he's got it figured out, he should release it, because he wouldn't need to make voltmeters anymore. Voltmeters are cheap. Those don't have to be cheap. You're the only one in the game with something. That's how it works.
So you got a clamp on your alternator coming with a thermocouple, temperature sensing, voltmeter, ammeter
knobs, so we can build it to work with your system. Say you have like a Ford that's PCM controlled, you'll be able to adjust your voltage as well with it. That'd be the goal. Kind of like an all-in-one package, but it's like kind of a la carte as far as the options are concerned. Like the basic will be voltage and amperage, and then you can add the temperature input if you buy the thermocouple, which you'll be able to. We'll be using like just a basic. Anybody can buy just K-class thermocouple. So it's like what, $3? Nothing super expensive to use. It'll be accurate within like 10 degrees, and that's close enough.
Yeah, that's close enough.
Like an alternator. You just want to make sure you're not getting up to 500 degrees. You're not necessarily worried about like 250 to 270. That's not that big of a deal.
Right. I like it.
Yeah. And then, the new batteries are coming out with the new LFP battery for guys that are trying to charge lower, like 14.2 to 14.8. We're trying to be like around the $600 range for something that can handle around 12,000 watts with 200 amps of alternator or more. And then the new NMC battery for guys that want to charge, like, I know the 18-volt game's kind of dead, so I'm not really working on that. Most amp companies aren't even going to make 18-volt batteries, from at least the ones that I've talked to. I know Sundown doesn't plan on doing anything. From the last time I talked to Jake, anyway, that was like over a year ago, though.
Make 12-volt great again.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be 12-volt electronics. I mean, we've been you and I have been saying the same thing as far as that's concerned for a minute now. But yeah, I mean, as far as like the LTO stuff, that's going to be here to stay, and so is NMC. That's not going anywhere. The more, especially when there's like, I mean, how many more cars are going to be made with the Panasonic cells? That's never going to end. Like Volkswagen's using them now. Toyota is using them now. Like, I mean, it's just that cell is in everything now. That little 5.5 amp hour, whatever you want to call it, cell. But what brand X battery fire?
Don't know.
Batteries. We've only shipped like 10 of them.
He's probably thinking of somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, Custom Electric, we had a couple issues when I was there, but I mean, that's Yinlong. Yinlong's an unsafe thing.
Do they still sell those?
I would assume so. I don't pay too much attention to what they sell, but I would guess so. As many as we were selling when I left. Yeah, that would make sense. That would make sense to just stop selling something like that. But I know they still sell balancers because I forward people to them for balancers all the time. The noisy ones.
Yeah, the noisy ones.
Yeah.
The whiny ones.
Yeah. And then like the new balancers that we're doing on our new battery has a cutoff. So it's active. It doesn't make any noise, but it cuts off at 14.8 volts. So it does require you to charge higher than that. If you don't, the balancer is actually not doing anything. So that's like our main thing is you have to charge higher than that if you want the balancer to work.
I think pretty soon you're going to have to start like engineering larger whatever the part is that goes from the main lithium cell pack in an electric vehicle to the 12-volt side. Like you're gonna have to start upgrading those things. That's gonna be your next venture.
I can tell you don't watch or pay attention to what we post.
He's got something for that for the Tesla.
Yeah,
we have really
right now. I'm working on. There's so many different voltages to do. It's almost like I need a product for like almost every manufacturer of car.
Are you just gonna have to start tagging me in every goddamn thing then? Because apparently I don't see enough of your shit.
Look at like my posts that I make. I don't tag people. I just let people like share it, and it's like organically. You're supposed to just see it.
I wish I could organically see things, but apparently
the algorithm
Facebook
only shows
Drew Jones and I are boyfriend and girlfriend or something.
You guys are.
That's all I ever see is Drew Jones.
Today, you guys, you definitely have a crush on him at least.
Jesus Christ, I'm gonna have to take a break from him. I think
I'll text you how to fix that later, Fade.
Thank you, please. I can't do it.
Wire on fire. He'll stop talking to you.
No. The algorithms only show him Dominic Aragi posts.
I'm serious. The algorithm hates me. It literally has something against me. All I see is Drew Jones and Uncle Brad.
Bro, you've put your name next to a bunch of scummy people, Fade. Jesus Christ. You ever think about it?
What are you gonna do? I wish I could see more Iraqi and
it's not even a fucking joke.
Who's a joke?
The joke I made about Fade.
Oh.
Every one of Fade's big ups guys is just
horrible.
Scammed people. Scammed people that ran off with money.
Ampere never did that, right? That was like your big thing.
Yeah, but he doesn't care about Ampere anymore.
He doesn't count.
Yeah, he moved.
Oh, you don't care about Ampere anymore?
No, I do. Skip's just trying to be mean. Just go along with it. Just shit on me for a minute, and then we gotta go.
Shit on his stupid face.
Yeah, just shit on T-Fade for a minute, and then we're gonna go.
Brad can reference these nuts.
Yeah, I don't know who he's talking about. Brad Shulk. Do you have beef with Brad Shulk?
Who?
Brad Shulk.
I don't know.
Uncle Brad.
Oh, Uncle Brad? Yeah.
You have beef with him?
I don't have beef with him, but
everybody's got beef with Brad.
I like the guy. He blocked me. He's got a problem with me, definitely.
Why? I literally I was about to share it in his Lithium group. Our post. I'm like,
Oh, he'd block it. He'd block you probably.
I know he'd delete it. I know he would, but I was like, nah, maybe I won't.
He might block you. His favorite thing in the world is to block people. He's like block party. That's like
block party.
He's like that Matumbo guy.
There's probably a lot of people that have you blocked now that I'm thinking about it. We're not going down that rabbit hole. We got to get out of here, Jay.
Go down that rabbit hole.
Sam keeps wanting me to post this for some reason that people care that he's got this.
It is pretty badass. I want one eventually.
Team Exploder. We out here.
Yeah.
Represent.
I don't know.
Love me some done.
Yeah. Yeah, right here, bro. Everybody.
I swear to God, that's Michael Jenkins. I'm pretty sure you got ripped off on that shirt.
Hey, Sam, is this Jenkins or you?
That looks just like Jenkins from Sunday.
That's done. I had that sticker on my CRV when I bought it.
Yeah, we need to get our faces done. Who does that? What is that called?
Alec did mine.
All right. Well, we're gonna have to text Alec. I don't know.
Everybody tag me in everything from now on.
Drew, hey, Drew said he's gonna tag you in everything.
Yeah, everybody tag me in everything. Shit on it. Let's do this.
Do it.
Let's go. What's up?
Fade. What? Let's see. December 30th. You got to do one of your comment on every post you see things.
I will. Remember that? Yeah. Let's do that. Everybody tag me in every post.
Options for you.
Does anybody have questions? Ending questions right now?
Taylor's or not Taylor.
What?
I just answered Terry's question.
What did he say?
He asked if voltage regulators that dash volt display monitor and knob. That's what I was just talking about. We were just talking about how oh, that's funny. Love you, Jeremy.
Just say it, Fade.
Sam 60 hertz loud. Does Sam not play lows?
I think Sam's burpy.
Sam just wins championships. That's all he does.
Yeah. Sam just gets rangs.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
All right. I'm out of drink.
Oh, you're louder than I'll ever be. There's no gains to be had from anything that I know about boxing.
Wrap it up,
All right, J-Pat. We need a sign off from you, brother. Tell the people what you got to tell them. Me and Skippy got to get out of here. We appreciate you coming on and dropping knowledge on the people.
You guys having me on. Check out Brand X Electrical on Facebook or check out our website, brandxelectrical.net. And we got a lot of new products coming out and can't wait to post about them.
I'm going to order an alternator full price, but if you don't include Chick-fil-A cheese sauce, I'm returning it.
I did like you can ask, you guys don't know Brian, but you guys would have met him if you guys had seen me at Scraping the Coast because I brought him with me. But we put Chick-fil-A cheese sauce in the fridge. It's only good for about 3 days.
I'm
so
good.
I have to like overnight you something.
Yeah, I'll give me a 2-day shipment. I'm good.
Yeah.
That's so stupid. That doesn't fucking exist. Stop lying.
Dude, I tagged you in photos.
It's not a thing.
Everything. I faked it all. It's fake.
3D pictures. It's not a thing.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm literally going to order some. There has to be a way I can order it. There has to be a way.
I don't know. It's delicious, though.
It sounds delicious. I would know.
What do I need to boost my voltage on a 2-pin GM alt?
I'd fuck you up, Tyler.
David Boss. David Boss, you send me a picture of the regulator that you have on your car, like the actual this part. You can see the little outlet. Just send me a picture of it, and we can get you sorted out as far as charging higher.
Yeah, everybody can keep asking questions, and then y'all could
just keep the stream going. Let him sit here and answer questions. We could go all night.
Y'all could keep asking
questions.
Yeah, but
see, guy B Breed should see how much mile per hour I lose with my Pontiac Vibe with a 425 amp alternator when the bass drops. It probably slows down 10 to 15 miles an hour.
Thank you, Lorenzo. Thank you.
Horsepower is
Lorenzo. You're paying full price now for lying.
He knows. He knows. Lorenzo's telling the truth on you, Pats.
Yeah.
He done you wrong. He done you dirty.
All right, we out of here.
We gotta get.
You can go back and comment on all the answers if you want.
Yeah, do that.
Just go on Facebook until I fall asleep.
Yeah, that's it. I love it.
Here comes Pat.
I do the same thing on TikTok, but sorry.
Coming in hot.
All right, you guys have a good one.
The girls be shaking.
See ya.